Hello, my name is Zhatelier, and welcome back for another episode of Shadow Empire. In previous episode, we had quite a large tank battle over here across the river. Unfortunately, our tanks are still pretty much out of fuel, so they can't really move any further. Or rather, we can't move any further, but the enemy can. But at the same time, I noticed that they've brought in quite a bit of tanks in here. Now, we don't really... Well, I suppose we did... Oh, we can't move in these closer. Well, that's a bit of a problem. So yeah, they got a bit of tanks in there. They do have some tanks over there as well. We got a decent bit of ammo still. The food situation is slightly dire. I'm hoping that we can start fixing that. I mean, I suppose there's just so many troops that needs... I mean, let's have a look. Over here we produce... Oh wow, we produce a lot of food actually. A lot of it goes out, admittedly. But clearly not all of it. I suppose part of that might also be going into the... No, there's actually not that much stock in here. There's, well, a little bit of stock, but yeah, no. It's not too great. Oh. Because Raptor is actually getting some natural growth already. Well, ain't that lovely. What do we have in there? So we've got the railway being built, or the rail station being built, which of course is going to reduce the traffic through here on the main road at least. So that means that, you know, the supplies will reach a bit easier, hopefully. Technically speaking, we could have just started with a railhead, and then later on rebuild it as a rail station. Which probably would have been the smarter option in the end, but oh well. We cannot get any of the mechanisms, and we can't really attack in here. We might have to move in the air guns back to the middle there, because they are keeping quite a bit of airstrikes in various places in here. I'm going to pull this one back, actually. Get on the road. I'm going to pull this one back, so there's something probably over there. Yeah, that would make sense. So we kind of want to stop that from getting onto the road and cutting off our supplies. I don't think it's anything too heavy, though. Might be some, like, armored cars or something, but beyond that, I don't think it's going to be too much more than that. I can see that there's the sea worms over here again. They're not too strong, though, so in theory, what we could do is do a bit of range attack on them. Maybe get a hit or two, or maybe even a kill. Well, we've got quite a few hits, but no kills. Bit of a shame. And also, we can see that there is quite a stacks of units in here, including some artillery. In which case, I don't know if we... Well, I'm going to bring the artillery a little bit closer, at least. This seems to be a militia... Yeah, it's a militia unit. Well, actually, is that? Yeah, it is militia. Okay. How good are these? No, they're not really all that great artillery. I think we're mostly fine with those. Oh, right, that reminds me. Did the units over here finally get the... No, they're still line troop 2. Oh, no, they are 3, but it just... Oh, because it's so large number, it cuts it off. Are these line troops... Those are line troops 2, okay. So maybe... You know what, we don't honestly want to use too much of the logistics through here right now. So let that just be. Did these... Right, you can move there. I could move up to the mountain here to get a little bit closer and keep that sort of secluded in there. Oh, but there we go. Logistics going to Spokomania now. Pretty strong. Of course, we still don't have a lot of fuel there. So I did a bit with that, but I had a quick look at the research. So we're going to get the heavy infantry done for the next round. And actually, that is something that we will want to build as soon as possible. So we can start getting some machinery built in... automatically, which, you know, I'm sure that it will, if I remember correctly, it does take at least some rare material or rare metals as input. But I think we're going to manage. Just going to quickly double check the reinforcement. It doesn't need, no, doesn't seem like we need too much. I'm going to get a few of the new machine guns as a spare unit at least. I suppose we've got quite a bit of other things as well. Technically speaking, we could... Ooh, I've got an idea. Well, I'm gonna get another one of those garrison units. With the flak guns and machine guns. We will use the new machine guns in there. For the most part, that should be fine. So next round, what we can do is we can send that in here. And maybe with those... So this one covers most of the area there. We can get another one in here to cover these 2 units. In case they try to do airstrikes. And over here, well, we don't have too much coverage over this end. But let's have a look at the next round. They'll probably try to attack our tanks over here again. Hopefully, we're equally disastrous results as last episode. Ooh, there is a lot of troops coming in here. I think they are going to try to do a proper attack there soon enough. And I think our neighbor over here is probably going to start attacking us, which means that we're going to be fighting against 3 major nations probably at the same time. Possibly. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be the case, but if that is the case, then we'll just retreat a lot of these troops back and try to set up a front line over here somewhere to protect somebody at least. Oh, well, there was an airstrike over there. They didn't do any damage. Any notable damage, anyway. Yeah, bringing a lot of troops there. Oh dear, we took a bit of... Oh, yeah, we took a decent bit of losses. We did destroy at least one of their units. Oh, and something's now approaching along the road there. So lost 400 infantry and destroyed 100 walkers. I don't know where exactly... Oh, there we go. So heavy infantry completed. And aerodynamics design has been achieved. So I believe that would be one of the things... It's another one of those linear attacks, I believe. Which means that, you know, we can research a little bit. And I think that would reduce the fuel use for planes, which would allow for longer or faster speeds and longer distances. Hochstein got another share on the Odin Sea thing. Do we still... No, we still don't have the fuel enough in here. At least Raptor now is doing most... Well, I suppose we still need a lot of workers in here. Well, let's just keep on colonizing then, I guess. While they're planning as the... Right, well, there's no private industry whatsoever. So I guess that reduces the likelihood of things there. Oh, they're building the road through here. Okay. Right, well, first of all, let's go ahead and take this one. We shall take a strategic movement. Okay, up there. That's caused a bit of issues for the troops, no doubt, but we can manage it for now. And this one... I'm going to move in there. Next round we're going to move out another set of troops there. These still cannot attack anything. We're going to move in a bit more infantry over here, just in case. What are these? Right, so these are... Oh, then, well, we've got the RPGs at least. And that is a lot of tanks in there. Oh, we can't even move these back now. Oh boy. Yeah, the fuel situation is definitely not good right now on the troops there. Oh, ambitious order. I don't really want to anger the commander too much. So I'm just going to ignore the actions. Well, of course, that's going to make Raptor's population a bit upset. CEO asks for subsidy. I think... Do we still have the demand for increasing our commerce? We do. Why is our commerce right now? Okay, so we need 5 more points. That would give us 4. Alright. Model design, council task priorities. I think right now we're going to increase the priority of making the new designs.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
We don't really need to discover too many. We've got a lot of units that we need to redo anyway. So, deep core mining. Gain fuel from the lithosphere. Ah, okay, that could be quite useful. Volcanic energy tapping, water purification. I don't think that one's not really useful. Hydroponics, not necessarily something we need to worry about. Power banks could be handy. Physical storage could be something that we could do. High-tech industry is also another thing. We'll get the physical storage done real quick, so that's at least clearing out all of that. Major worker strike of Spocomania. We will give in to some of their demands. It's a quite large chunk of the population there. Talent recruitment drive in Spike. I'm not going to stop them. That's going to give us a lot of money. Official peace treaty with Maputo's territory. You know what? I will take it.
Yes, sir.
Let's double check. Was Maputo's this one? No, that's Aconio. So Maputo's was over there. So we've still got a front line with these, potentially. But we can probably just hold on to that area. I think now we can get a lot of these troops in here. And next round we can probably do a massive attack against the lizard snakes there. We've got quite a bit of metal, admittedly. And now we're getting a bit of food. Still getting a decent bit of extra oil. But I guess these aren't getting it in here yet. But I suppose that might also be just, well, technically speaking, if we have a look at the points used... Or current points, rather. Well, there's a... Might be a bit of... Okay, there's a small bottleneck right there, I guess. And I suppose, you know, I'll send... Oh, hello. I think we might have gotten the... So, yeah, we got the solar panels built now. So, next round we can get a bit more machinery to continue with the railway in here, because it is... Well, we've got 2 machines there. We still need another 2, though. But I guess we can get the construction work done halfway already, which is still going to require quite a bit of resource in there right now. So this one... Right, that can't move any further right now. So we can't attack there, so they didn't do too much. We got the air guns in here to help. And over here, I'm a little... Oh, they actually moved most of the troops away from there. Right now, I'm going to move this one in. Recapture this mountain. We got a bit of oil there. And then I think now we can start pushing this one just, you know, a little bit to the northwest. Slowly but surely. Don't know if there's someone in there. Just to be on the safe side, we're going to move some... Oh, right, and they did push us over here, didn't they? This is the... Oh, it's the pre-fought marauders that we got at the... Whatever the town was over here in the mountains. Or somewhere around... Yeah, I think it was in the mountains there. Well, regardless, let's go ahead and try to clear out this stack now. I'm going to send in the scout cars as well. Oh, the scout cars got a kill. There we go, we pushed them out. One in there. Oh, we'll push two there. The scout vehicles I can't necessarily move too much yet. I may need to pull back a little bit over here in the center. Of course, one of the things that I could do is try to clear out a little bit more in here to force them to spread their troops a bit further. That one got pushed back pretty hard as well. Only militia though, so I'm not too worried about it, although I'm slightly worried. I could do another range attack on these worms over here. I mean, yeah, we're getting quite a few hits. Well, at least initially we got quite a few hits there. Oh, there we go, we got a kill even. Finally. There we go. We've got a decent bit of ammunition as well. Oh, right, let's have a look at in Spike. How much would it cost to get the heavy industry now? And what does it do? Ah, it needs high-tech parts for construction. And it takes quite a bit of rare metals. And metals. And a lot of energy to produce 10 machines. Can we... Oh, right, so yeah, that's still the artisanal. But to get the high... Oh, boy. We can't do the high stuff over here. Or the high-tech stuff there. We could buy some. How much would it cost us? A lot. I'm going to start buying 2, at least. So that will give us a little bit. And I guess... Don't really want to buy the rare metals right now. Those are quite expensive. But so are the machines, admittedly. I guess the machines are slightly cheaper than the alternative. We still haven't really gained any more fuel on these troops. I do wonder if we should just retreat these across the river. Because we can't really do that. Partially it's because, you know, the trucks over here don't really have the full capacity right now to support. And that is kind of the problem. So next round we're going to clear out, hopefully, at least that portion there. Because that's, one of the things that I could do now. I mean, how bad is the relations? It's actually not too shabby. So I could maybe send a Xena diplomat over here. And we could try to learn their language. Maybe start all sort of buttering them up so we can eventually annex them. And then that should give us a decent bit of extra room in here. Might even get us up to our... It would get us neighboring our ally. Because over here, we've still got cold relations. They keep on spying on us, which is not something I'm particularly happy about. And we can't really achieve any of these things with them. I could try to give them a gift, but I'd rather use the money myself right now. I guess there's not much there. We could try sending down spies, I suppose. In a few places. Like there. And there we go. We got a double spy in Rio. Hopefully that's going to give us a bit more information about the zone. Ooh, we could do a popular rally. So that improves the happiness and loyalty. I'm also going to do that in Spokomania because I do realise there is a decent bit of... well, there has been a lot of strikes and that sort of stuff in there. And thus, how is the... Well, actually, the population is quite happy. All things considered. Oh, but a lot of the extra population is moving out to Spike. Right, at least we got enough workers in here. Let's have a look at what else could we build in here in the meanwhile. So government... Oh, actually, we could get an industry in here. Now, we don't have the machinery for it yet, I guess. And then the heavy industry, something we'll need to wait. But like getting a heavy industry would allow us to get a lot of this, but we don't have the rare metals production yet to do that. I suppose one of the things that we could do in terms of trying to alleviate that problem Let's get a bit of a road through here. There we go, so Raconian Ruins, so we're going to have a road going in there. We don't really have particularly good supplies going up to there, but at least we have something. What do we have in this one? So we got the truck station there, so we could probably put in like a supply depot over here. Or supply base. That shouldn't be too bad. And we might need a bit of replacement troops. Actually, not that much in the end. How close are we getting the tank destroyer? I know that once that is done, we'll need to redesign our infantry. It is probably in a round or two it's going to be completed. Probably actually just a round. Now let's have a look at the organization. That is the model design. We've got 23% in there. Okay, that's pretty decent. So that means that, yeah, next round we'll have that completed. Let's also have a look at the Maritime Trade House contract over here. So we've still got one round left. We could extend it. Ooh, and it's actually going to be a little bit cheaper now. I'm going to use 1,000 credits to increase it. For another 6 rounds. That does remind me, though, we didn't actually check the island situation, so we know that those are approaching. Whatever that is. Don't necessarily want to use too much ammo in here, so we'll just hold on, or hold our ground there for the time being. We might lose the metal deposit there, but I suppose... Luckily, I don't think there's anyone else that is going to be expanding in there other than the natives. Also, the Rocketeer is coming along quite nicely. If we take a quick look at the tech tree here. So the physical storage is something that we've just started. So that's going to complete the entire basic tech group there. And then radiation filter would probably quite useful in certain areas of the world, but I don't think there's been too much radiation in the areas that we are working at. So I don't think we need to worry about that too much. The Rocketry is going to be quite nice. That's also going to open up another 2 locations. Oh, right, we've got polymer armor already from our ally, I reckon. And the laser rifles, high tech industry. Oh, for that one we needed to have the heavy industry, didn't we? That's why we didn't have it before. We've got a lot in here. Yeah, okay, so in terms of tech, our ally is definitely the leading one. Let's have a quick look at the victory overview. So we're still leading quite a bit, Hochstein and the others. The amount of planet that we control hasn't really increased. The population percentage hasn't really increased that much either. But at least we're not really dropping too much behind our ally there, so that's good. We're also getting quite a bit of the industrial points right now. I suppose we've yet to get the railway built over there. I mean, I suppose one of the things that I could do is I could try to get the railhead over here. I mean, technically speaking, what I could do prior to that is just get the railway out to here. Whatever metal, admittedly. And then if I was to build the railhead in here, it should be fairly cheap. Yeah, it's quite cheap. So that's going to allow us to bring in stuff along with the trains a little bit closer to Kathmandu. And I suppose another thing that I could do is I could have a... That is a supply base, but we could have a rail station or the railhead thingy in Molodeep as well. That is a decent bit of fuel as well. Okay, so we can get quite a bit of fuel from these 2 places if need be, because we just don't have the colonists right now. We could start recruiting a bit more, I guess. We've got so many places that, yeah, I think that might not be a bad idea. We're going to start recruiting 200 colonists. Confirm the orders. How much is the population? It grew quite a bit, actually. National growth is 700 in here. Some free folk moving in, and a lot of inhabitants moving in from somebody and Spokomania. Okay, so yeah, this zone is doing good. We've got some of the high-tech now, so I think next round we can get a bit more things. Did I already check these? Yes, I believe I did. So let's get to the next round then. We can finally get the tank destroyer. And slowly but surely we can hopefully start getting a bit more supplies to the tanks there. And then we're going to do our counterattack eventually. It might not be instant... Ooh. Okay, they do a bit of an airstrike there. Lost a few of the recon vehicles, but not too many. Those are, of course, the older models as well. We might send in one of the garrison brigades in that way. Oh, well, we've got a bit of casualties on the infantry, and now they're attacking with the tanks, which pushes us back. Oh, well, we discover where the enemy is in there, so we can at least block the path. That seems to be infantry that they're sending across the mountains there. Ooh, took a bit of casualties there. So we killed 300 infantry, lost 500 infantry, 20 guns, 40 motorized and 30 tanks. Well, the tanks were the recon vehicles. Ooh, Shredder. Okay. And a heavy RPG infantry army has been discovered. Right, so new infantry. We are going to make a brand new design, I think. It's going to be with the gas power carbines and all that. So it's going to be quite a bit caliber defenses. Monster and Ansang D. Oh yeah, we'll just lead a hunting party there.
That, sir.
Well, 200 security and hunting party members. Alright then. But we did succeed. Alien natives tried to talk with us. In which... Oh, Zimoniria. Yeah, we'll send some linguistic team there.
Yes, sir.
They seem to have learned a lot from us, made amazing progress, and progress has been made in understanding their language. And scheduled meeting with the aliens, ask them to help us learn their language better.
Yes, sir.
So progress has been made in understanding their language, and during our efforts, they have learned a lot from us, have made good progress with English. Right, the supply route to Kazuraptor is at least kind of functional. I might send in a bit more fuel into Ansang, just in case. Let's just double check. How much do we have there? We've got 126 in there right now. It's not too bad. Right, we probably lost a little bit of population in here. Yep. Oh, we've got quite a few private jobs, actually. Well, there's private labs that are offering a decent bit of jobs. Right, well, so we got pushed back over here pretty bad. Let's go ahead and get some replacements. Also need the buggies. And the anti-tank guns. I believe that is all, though. So, how is the fuel... Ooh, hello. We don't have a lot of action points, though. Only 36. But in theory, you know what? We're just gonna... spank this unit in here.
Fire! Open fire! Mission
There we go.
successful.
So we destroyed 3 of the 30 tanks. Didn't lose anything. And that is now surrounded. Which is actually quite nice. But I don't think we can actually beat these tanks without our own tanks taking part in that one. I'm not going to move or split my tank stack from here either. But we could maybe send the blitzers a little bit closer. I think these are going to be able to withstand the enemy fire, at least to some degree. And then let's go ahead and send in the unit there so they can't just walk through us. I mean, that is indeed infantry there, so it's not too bad. Except there's a ton of units in here. Recon and tank units. Not necessarily the latest designs, but they've got quite a bit of them. And we're still trying to make sure that this one doesn't go through... Well, I mean, if it links up over there, that's fine. Just want to make sure that it doesn't get through. We can recover or reconquer some of that. We may need to pull back some of the recon stuff there. And I think what we might want to do is we are going to raise a formation over here, independent garrison. Probably going to take a decent bit of logistical points. Yeah, that's not really actually that bad. So we can get a new formation in here. We're going to use the newer ones. And we'll raise the formation. Actually have a look at the model. So did we assign... Yeah, that's the high one and these are regular ones. Just going to quickly double check all the others that they've got. Oh, right, the Line Troops 3 doesn't have a classification yet. Make that high one. I suppose if we go... Yeah, that should be the high one. And then the metal heads are going to be high quality and the tank destroyers are... I didn't actually check the stats on this one. It's got pretty good defense, or hit points. Not a really good defense against the soft attack, but that's fine. It's got okay defense against hard defense, and hard attack isn't too bad, I guess. It's got a bit of a bad, yeah, very underpowered engine. It's got a fairly high caliber gun, at least. And I believe it is actually slightly cheaper than the heavy tanks, so that is good. Oh yeah, the cost is a lot less. Right, and I suppose another thing that I could do is I could start replacing some of the old infantry in here. Just in time for some combat. So let's upgrade. Actually, can I do mass upgrade of... If we still have some Line Troops 1 somewhere. I think we probably do. I mean, let's have a look. Management... Infantry... All Line Troops. The first Machine Gun Infantry Brigade... Second Machine Gun Infantry Brigade and the third Heavy Machine Gun Infantry Brigade do have some of those. Now the question is, where did we have the first one? No, the second one. I suppose those are the troops in here, so upgrade... Yeah, this one, for example. We're going to select that one. I think mass upgrade. All the units belong to the same Supreme Headquarters. I guess if there's a 3,000 of them total, we can probably upgrade all of them. It's not too expensive. And then I believe now we can have a look at the model in here. So it should be... Oh no, there's still at least 200. Another 1,000 in there, so I don't actually know. Well, this one definitely needs to be obsolete soon enough. We don't actually want to do it quite yet, but soon. Once we get the new ones, I think that is when we're going to do that. Speaking of which, how close are we getting to the research already? I don't think it's going to take too long. No, we just started. We've got a lot of discovery investment there, though, so we could probably kind of stop the discovery in that category soon enough. So the northern flank is not necessarily in the safest of situations, but it is at least there still. And over here we did at least wreck some of those tanks, and hopefully we're going to get a bit more fuel in here next round. I mean, I think the more we move people into Kazoo Raptor, the better the supply through is going to be. There's still quite a bit of demand for... Oh, right, and let's go ahead and get that one machinery
Affirmative.
that we can get, and then I guess what we'll do is we'll colonize a bit more workers in here. How much do we need workers in here total? We need 8. Okay, so we're at 50% right now. Well, that is slightly better at least. And the total population at least is going to be increasing in here. And I'm sure that the... Oh, actually, we can have a look at the logistic points. So now there's 400 and... Ah, right. The truck range is a bit... Oh, right, the truck range is so small. Well, they can't reach all the way into there. Now, to be fair, for that, what we could do is we could just rebuild some of the road. Although we don't have that massive amount of industrial points right now left over. So we don't actually want to do that quite yet. But it's something we could do. I'm just going to take a quick moment to double check the troops. Oh, right, actually. I'm not going to take a quick moment to double check the troops. So we are going to be attacking into here. But all the mercenaries. Leave our own infantry. Well, I suppose we could maybe use the militia there. But that is going to be a lot of cannon fodder. Which we... Oh dear, we're taking quite heavy losses in here, I guess. Although they are starting to take quite a bit of losses as well. I think we might win this, actually. Just about. Nope, they held. Right, so how much did we lose? 2, 3... Ooh, a lot of militia. So we lost a total of 800 men. Whereas we killed 800 as well. Okay. Well, I'll take it. Those are veterans by now, though, so that is a little bit concerning. I think what I'm... Oh, right, so we've got a sort of a permanent front line there. I'm going to start moving a little bit of troops along the border there. Don't necessarily want to advance too far in here. Oh, right, actually, we can advance in here. Because this is non-aligned forces. So that is something that we can take. So there's probably something in there. Or could be there as well, I guess. But I'm not going to attack across the river. Not yet, at least. And then in the northwestern front over here. So we've pushed the enemy back into the mountains. This one's getting encircled, which was kind of the plan, even. Or almost, at least. Alright, so this just got new troops, so it can't move any further. Right, this was one of the ones that did still have the old stuff, didn't it? Well, let's go ahead and take these attack with the mercenaries again. Try to clear out the remaining enemy. We'll kill one. There we go, so we push them out. I guess we can actually move in there then. Wait, well, with some of the troops, not all of them. The Kupros over here, I might want to... So is that right? I'm going to stock up the troops over here right now. And then I suppose one of these is probably the infantry that's going to go into the mountains and start clearing out some of this. Make sure that we control the metal there. Right, and that can't move right now either. And that one's being kind of blocked there. I suppose we could capture some of that shore there. We did move these already. Well, I suppose we moved some of them and some of them are regrouping. I'm going to move this one back a little bit further. Don't know if I want to move in... Oh, right. That one can start moving next round. And this round, we don't have any more troops there waiting. I think we might actually get a little bit more ammunition just to be on the safe side. That's another 600. So is this one... I guess it's pretty bad a fuel situation with these units. That is tanks. I mean, they might try to attack this group. But if they do, next round we'll probably try to attack them. Or we could, if we have the action points, we'll probably try to attack that stack. But let's get to the next round, shall we? Oh, they are trying to attack, but they didn't actually get out of there. Well, okay, so they got some of them. Oh. I think we had a bit of air combat up there, actually. I'll need to check that, but, like, we lost something. And they lost something. Oh, they're attacking the city, although the defense did hold there. And now whatever was on the eastern coast in Ansang decided to retreat. And the serpents were indeed further in there. Oh! We killed 600 infantry, 200 walkers, 10 low altitude, 10 high altitude. We lost 10 low altitude, and we have 4 decisions. Okay, so we had our first air combat. Ooh, we discovered more metal. And full-blown time of confidence. Commercial project, popular rally. Right, so we did get the stuff over here. Where did we find that metal, then? It's somewhere in somebody. Which I'm guessing is probably somewhere close to this. Oh, it's right there. Well, that's a decent bit of metal, I suppose. Have a look at the decisions. Internet with hard sentence. I'm going to reverse the actions this time around. Just reduce the relations with the leader, admittedly. And discovery on the Air Force research. I'm going to go to like a 75 for the research. To get a little bit further, because the research is quite slow with that particular group. Free trade. Athenian community prefers refrain from imposing trade tariffs on each other. Sure. I will take it. And has doubts about us. Okay. Their parliament. We could send convoy. Or, ooh. We'll try not to meddle. No, we're going to send envoys there regardless. That should be enough to complete the demand for at least the commerce, right? Yes, it will be. At least in theory. In practice, who knows. Let's go ahead and do another mass assault on this pocket here first. If we'll go any further. Ooh, there we go. We're dealing quite a damage. We didn't lose anything, and we killed that entire stack now. Finally, admittedly, but still. That is good. I'm going to move some of these regular troops a little bit further back to make sure that they are on good supply areas. Which I suppose, well, we're going to have one over here somewhere, then we're going to have another one over there, and one on the oil over here, which, to be fair, that was just a supply base, admittedly. But we could get some oil from there, if need be. And then the militia, well, I suppose this... That is regular militia, so I'm going to move that one up. But the mercenaries over here, which, to be fair, can't really move too much for this round, I reckon, will be used later. So how bad is the situation over here? They got quite a bit of troops on the back rows there, but they've no doubt taken at least some casualties in the process. And there we go, we cleared out that one. Let's take a quick look at the southern front. So I know that we lost a bit of the interceptors in here, so we'll need to get some replacement troops for that. But hey, a first air battle that we've had, and we did deal more damage than we took, I guess. The problem with these is that we need some rare metals to build these. We can't build too many of them. I hope that that's the similar case for the enemies, though. Ooh. We are getting a bit more fuel in here. You know what? I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to attack this stack here. Oh, we lost a little bit. Well, we lost one medium tank, and we destroyed 30, well, 10 mediums, and we destroyed 30 of their light tanks. Well, actually, was it all light tanks? Yes, I believe it was. Okay. We did already have one set of those tanks already prepared for further use. Do wonder, is that one... We know that they are low on supplies. Their readiness is quite terrible as well, so we could potentially get a nice attack from the flank here. Oh, well, we lost the tank. And one of the people, but there we go. We pushed them back across the river, so we can get our troops in here. I'm going to send in... So these are machine gunners, so I guess better be there. I can send in the RPGs maybe in here. And the AA gun's going to stay in the background there. These can be moved in, so we need to get a little bit more light tanks, I suppose. We're going to get some Blitzer 2s. These are better. At least with better armor and all that. But I do realise that we are actually quite a bit over time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.